Not that long ago, I went to a friend's house to catch up with a couple people, and one of them brought an Oculus Quest 2 with them. They told me they had Beat Saber on it, and I was pretty curious to finally try it out for myself. Around this time I had no idea what to expect from the game, as I had seen some footage of it from time to time, but never knew if I wanted to commit to buying a headset since I never had the chance to properly try it. My first experience with this game was exhilarating to say the least, as not only was this my first time playing Beat Saber, but also my first time using a VR headset. After my first experience, I was pretty convinced to get my hands on one of these, and after putting in some time with Beat Saber, I've come to the solid conclusion that this game is pretty damn fun. Beat Saber is easily one of the most cutting-edge rhythm games out there right now, and is definitely one of the most exhilarating ones too. Every cut feels like an adrenaline rush, and the more you play the game, the more you learn to enjoy what it has to offer. Outside of dance games, this is easily one of the most physically demanding rhythm games you can get out there, as you're constantly exerting yourself to work towards that fulfillment of completing something after tiring yourself out for minutes at a time. There's a great degree of satisfaction you get from a lot of movements in this game, and it's always so rewarding figuring out how to do certain patterns. Whether it's crossing your arms over, learning how to do faster streams, or just letting loose and adding a bit of finesse to your play to some bangers. This game is almost unbeatable if you put the right song on with the right chart, and my first experience with this is a feeling I really won't forget. Let's just cut right to the chase. There's only one way to play this game, and that's to get custom songs, among other things. The OST packs in this game are just not that great in my opinion, and some of them have absurdly slow scroll speeds, even on Expert and Expert Plus. The DLC looks fine and pretty inoffensive, but you're gonna run out of content within a couple of weeks, and you're missing out on so much flexibility and content the community allows you to have at your disposal. And the original game takes an eon to release anything, along with them being $2 a song. The ability to add custom songs enhances this game's longevity significantly, and is frankly really the only fair way to judge Beat Saber's content, since it becomes so lifeless after fiddling around with the default songs for about a week or two. With a game like A Dance of Fire and Ice, I was attached to most of the default levels given how much charm they have, but the amount of generic EDM and just underwhelming songs in general that come with the original game were frankly not enough for me, and they might not be enough for you either. There is so much community-made material at your disposal, and there's even a curated section of maps to practically guarantee you're downloading some quality stuff too, if you're not quite sure where to start. Musical variety is very apparent too, which is fantastic as there's tons of genres to choose from. The metal side of things and a few other genres are a little lackluster unfortunately, but the fact they exist in general is fantastic, and I had a blast jamming out to some artists I really enjoy, and made the best out of the metal charts I had access to. Custom songs aren't the only thing you can get either. You can do so many things with this game. You can change your sabers, get more advanced accuracy feedback, change the size of the blocks, and you can adjust the scroll speed utilizing stuff like the NJS modder, offset, etc. The world is at your fingertips with this game through these methods, and while it can certainly take a bit of time to figure everything out, it is well worth it. Even if you just have custom songs alone and leave everything out, you're still getting a huge payoff and you're getting your money's worth out of this game. The amount of mods you can have, however, do depend on the headset you're using, so please look into what headsets that fit that criteria the most if you do plan on playing Beat Saber like this, because sadly the Quest 2 is fairly limited from my experience and it is quite difficult to make mods for at the moment. Lastly, the scoring system in this game is very interesting to me, and I'm not sure if I even understand it fully, even after having it explained to me through documents, videos, and even a community member reaching out to me. For simplicity's sake, your swing angle accounts for 100 points, while accuracy makes up the other 15. Where it gets a bit confusing though is that there's a thing called time dependency, that I'm just going to link a document to since I don't want to get carried away, but from what I understand, the way you swing can determine whether or not accuracy plays a more centralized role in your score. I'm not sure if this scoring design is the way it is because there's simply no other better method, but it's certainly complex from everything I've read, which I do appreciate in a way, but it also feels strangely arbitrary for me, even if by definition it isn't. But I do understand why slice angles matter so much too. Overall, the scoring system is quite a lot to take in the deeper you look, but I wouldn't let this deter 99.99% of players who are looking to get into this game until you are capable of pulling off such advanced accuracy techniques. Maybe this will be something I will learn to appreciate then be confused about down the line, but we'll see. Aside from the very complex and, in my opinion, confusing scoring system, Beat Saber is still a fantastic game, and if you have access to a VR headset or would like to get one, this game should immediately be in your catalog. It is a bit unfortunate that the original content in this game is very faint, but thankfully its dedicated community allows you to change that entirely. I don't have a ton of time in this game, but I've enjoyed a lot of my time with it. and honestly can't wait to put in many more hours. If you want the proper experience, I highly suggest you go on YouTube or join some Discords on how you can get custom songs and whatnot, because it just opens up a myriad of opportunities and flexibility that make this game anything you want it to be. I know it sounds a bit strange and maybe even disingenuous to some that I'm reviewing a game primarily based around a different version of it, but when it enhances the experience as much as it did for me, you frankly can never go back and would really have no reason to. I will say that Beat Saber's initial bombastic charm is slightly worn off on me since my initial VR shock went away, but that doesn't mean at all that I can't emulate or come close to that experience here and there. It's been a while since I've had access to a rhythm game that genuinely makes me exhausted and out of breath consistently, while also feeling rewarded and satisfied. So if you want a game that allows you to express that, then pick Beat Saber up right away and treat yourself to a genuinely fun experience. Thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel, and if you'd like to support the channel for more rhythm gaming content like this, feel free to check out my Patreon, drop a sub if you're new here, and check out my other links below. I'll see you all in whatever video I upload next, and take care.